What's going on, YouTube? My name is Skill87. Today I'm going to be reviewing for the Xbox 360 Devil May fucking Cry. Now, I want to thank a friend of mine, May Cry Rant. He knows I do, I know in real life, he knows I do video reviews. And I was waiting to get this game on PC. And, excuse my voice, I have a sore throat because I got fucking unlucky and shit. And he's like, you know, you're going to review the game? I'm like, sure, but I'm waiting for the PC version to come out. And he just says, nah, dude, just come to my house and pick up my game because I beat it like 3 times already. I was like, fuck yeah, awesome, thanks. So, I'm here to review the game and give you a little history lesson about Devil May Cry and my experience with the original games. This video's going to be long as shit, and I don't care who I piss off. I don't care how many thumbs downs I get because unlike other YouTubers, I come here to say what I got to say. And I feel that I'm not like most gamers who dick ride every fucking game that's either an exclusive or what everyone else likes. Like, I'm like one of the few people I know that actually doesn't like God of War because I just think it's overrated shit. And I always thought, matter of fact, as all the years growing up, and you know, Devil May Cry 1 came out on PS2, I was one of the dudes that said this game is fucking horrible. I'm gonna talk about, you know, the previous Devil May Cry games, and I'm gonna give you my reasons for thinking why I thought the game was just boring as shit. Like most people, I grew up watching anime, and as I got older, I started getting a little, I guess, growing out of it. But I, you know, still to this day appreciate a good anime here and there. But I would never really wanted a game that was just so fucking Japanese and so anime. Like, to me, that's just cheesy as shit. Granted, I like Final Fantasy. At least Final Fantasy games aren't like straight up fucking anime. Like Final Fantasy games are always Final Fantasy games. So for those who don't know, the original Devil May Cry was supposed to be what we call Resident Evil 4, believe it or not. Resident Evil was supposed to transform into a new type of game where it had, you know, a different approach to fighting zombies and shit. You know, it was going to be a Resident Evil game with demons and shit. And because the game was so different, while in development, Capcom decided to say, you know what, let's keep Resident Evil. And this new game that was supposedly being worked on, which was being called Resident Evil 4, they said, fuck it, we'll make its own IP. We're going to call it Devil May Cry. And when it came out, it was just such a different game that people weren't, you know, used to. You know, you had this long white-haired protagonist, and he had a long red trench coat, and he was just like something out of a fucking anime. And that's the first thing I noticed. And I'm like, alright, so I'm not going to get hyped about the game. I played the game. I beat Devil May Cry 1, and I said to myself, wow, this protagonist is fucking horrible. I thought he was the most horrible fucking protagonist I've ever played. What I did like about Devil May Cry was the awesome combat. I was playing the combat and I was like, wow, I actually beat Devil May Cry 1 about maybe 10-12 times. And that entire 10-12 times, I did not like Dante one bit. It was just the combo concept. And I did not like the fact that the game tried so hard. You know, we use a term, and when we game online, we have a term called try hard, where, you know, if you're pubbing and you can tell someone's really giving it their all, as if they're in a fucking match where they're about to win money or something, that's called a try hard. And I felt that the developers really portrayed Dante and the entire franchise as such a try hard franchise. Dante tried too hard to be cool. The game was trying too hard to present itself in a gothic cool fashion. And I was like, wow, I see right through all this shit. I was unimpressed by that. I like the combat though. That's why I bought Devil May Cry 2. Devil May Cry 2 was fucking god awful, period. For some fucking reason. I guess it was because it had a different director at the time. And then Chaos Legion came out and kind of, you know, helped people get back into the, you know, the swing of things with Devil May Cry franchise. Then Devil May Cry 3 came out with the original guy that created Devil May Cry 1, and it was a big hit. You know, they tried something new. Dante was even more of a badass. He was younger, but he still had the anime look to him. And I was like, for fuck's sake, this guy looks like a fucking fruitcake. Holy crap. And a lot of American fanboys, a lot of Americans who are really into anime love the Dante in general. I was like, wow, like, you're getting your fucking dick wet because you have such a thing for fucking Sephiroth in Final Fantasy VII, and now you have a playable character. Remind you of him because he has long white hair and a fucking sword. And am I the only person that thinks like Dante's a fucking fag? Am I the only one that really thinks that this guy is not cool at all? He's fucking cheesy as shit. So now we flash forward to the next generation, and Devil May Cry 4 comes out, and I will be the one guy to say it. Devil May Cry 4 is in my top 5 most hated games of this generation. It is such a bad fucking horrible game. I hated Nero. I hated the Dante that came back. Now he's like older and he's supposed to be more mature. I did not like the game whatsoever. Matter of fact, it was such a bad game, I didn't even beat it. I played it for a week straight. And I had to play it on and off because granted the game looked nice, it just was shit. I could not beat the fucking... I hated the soundtrack too. Whenever I play in the PS3 and you get to Devil May Cry Icon and you got that heavy guitar solo coming out and the guy trying to sound like he's demonic and singing, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I hate Japanese rock with a burning passion. I hate it. And I fucking hate... I don't care how many people disagree with me. I hate American people who don't speak a lick of Japanese, or they attempt to learn it because they're so into anime, and you see them like at the bus stops and shit in the mall, and they're jamming to fucking anime music. Are you shitting me? Are you fucking kidding me? It's like, then I've heard people try to compare it to a black man listening to Spanish music. No, black people listen to Spanish music because black people actually do understand Spanish. A lot of them do understand Spanish, and plus it's the culture of the area we live in. English and Spanish are the two most spoken languages, you know, where I'm from. And when I see a person just walking around listening to fucking anime music and they don't speak a lick of like Japanese at all, if you speak Japanese, and more power to you, okay, that's awesome, you know, good for you. But if you're just one of these people that you don't know what the fuck you're listening to, for all you know, you're listening to some kind of crazy, you know, pedophile shit in your fucking ears, and you're jamming to that shit and you have no idea what the hell you're listening to, because you know what, to you it sounds fucking cool. But you know, Devil May Cry 4 is garbage. So then, flash forward, and there's game developers called Ninja Theory, and Ninja Theory is known. I respect Ninja Theory. They talk a lot of shit, and they deliver. They're like The Rock. You ever watch The Rock on SmackDown and Raw and WWE in general? The Rock is technically a bad guy that talks a lot of shit, and then he delivers and he wins, and he fucks shit up. That's what thing I caught my eye about Ninja Theory. They created a Heavenly Sword and made these claims that they, you know, their game is like God of War, if not better. Now, granted, the game didn't sell exactly well. What they presented to the table was good. It was a good fucking game, and I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You know, they make these claims. They, you know, their sales couldn't match God of War because God of War's legendary status. But I like the fact that they went as far as to pop that kind of shit. And they went as far, they talk back to their fans on Twitter. If you have something to say to them on Twitter, typically the etiquette is you don't lash back at the paying customer. No, there have been times where they've lashed back and said, fuck you. Like, who are you? You're just a customer. Fuck you. We're developers. We're not developing games for you. We're developing games that we want to play. And then we let you play our games. And you will fucking like our games because our games fucking rock. Then they created, forgot that, they made another game. They talk shit about Uncharted in their following game. And it was, I forgot the goddamn name of it, man. But you were a dude with a little girl following you around, and you had like an extendable, like a pole, and you were like the monkey man, basically. And that game was good. It was solid. It wasn't no Uncharted, and they popped shit about Uncharted, and the game sold decently. But the fact that they kept popping shit, they compared the games to big contenders, and they still, you know, again, their sales didn't, you know, prove anything. But the quality of the game was good, and I reviewed that game. I believe I gave it a 7 or 8, and, you know, it had its issues, but I like the fact that they're just so confident in themselves. So then, Devil May Cry is MIA. All of a sudden, we get a trailer, and it's showcasing this Dante. Okay, and the first thing people say is, why is he so skinny, and why is his hair black? And I'm watching the trailer, and like everyone else, I'm kind of shocked. I'm like, wow, makeover much? And I see it's made my Ninja Theory. I was like, what? Are you shitting me? I was so excited when I saw Ninja Theory was making this game. I was so fucking pumped. I applauded. I was like, that's what I'm talking about, Capcom. Give it to the fucking underdogs. Give it to the people that are cocky as shit and make good games. So, the goal behind the Ninja Theory with Devil May Cry was to reboot it completely. You do not have to play Devil May Cry 1, 2, 3, and 4 to play Devil May Cry, the new one. You know, capital D, lowercase m, capital C. And it's a fantastic reboot. It's fucking awesome. Okay, and the craziest part about it, people think that just because they changed Dante's look, they're trying to change the game in general. No, believe it or not, Ninja Theory did what the previous developers couldn't do, and that was make a cool fucking game. If it's one thing I can say about Devil May Cry, it is one of the coolest. When I say cool, I don't mean like I'm talking about what you see visually, what you hear. My experience, I played the game, started this morning, and I had to beat it today because my experience with the game was fucking cool as shit. Like, I was so impressed by the artistic direction of this game. The soundtrack, the choices, of the soundtrack. You had fucking hardcore rock, dude. Then you had dance music, and you had some kind of evil sounding dubstep. It was fucking perfect. It was so modern. Then the new Dante. This is why I like new Dante. Okay, when they first introduced new Dante, he had like a really people like to say it's an emo hairstyle. I'm just gonna get this out the way for you urban people, or you people that are like, you think you're jocks, you think you're tough guys. Emo has nothing to do with how you dress, how you style your hair, or the amount of black you wear. Okay, emo is a form of verbal expression in how you view your life. You can wear a fucking tuxedo every goddamn day, be a millionaire, fuck every single bitch, and drive the baddest car and be emo. Okay, just because the new Dante has short, he has a faux hawk, contrary to this fucking front picture. His hair is actually kind of like mine in a sense, and then it's shaved in the back like a faux hawk. I'm like, wow, the new Dante looks fucking boss. And then he has I believe it's the England flag in his left arm, and there are a couple of times he pops a couple like English style jokes, and I love the new Dante. The new Dante is not in any shape, way, or form boring. He's a fucking asshole. This is what Devil May Cry should have been. You have a game about demons, and you have a game that's trying to be cool. You know, the original Devil May Cry was supposed to introduce the concept of evil meets cool, and the older games just couldn't deliver because they were just too busy trying to be Japanese. And I'm sorry, and I guess I'll be the guy to say it, the Japanese pretty much suck at being fucking cool. They deliver with the giant robots, they deliver with the Dragon Ball Z, they deliver with other shit, and they deliver with the drama and the cool anime. But as far as being fucking cool, leave it to us. And as horrible as it is to say that, I'm gonna get your racist comment. I'm not fucking racist. I love Japanese people, but I think Ninja Theory really proved that it didn't, it proved that Devil May Cry needed to be put in the hands of people willing to try different things and who are willing to say fuck you to the people talking shit to them. Then that's what Dante does throughout this entire game. He is a fucking asshole prick. He is awesome. He's the definition of a fucking jerk off. He is, the way they redesigned Dante, his new approach is so like, it's something like he's like something me as an American would consider just a fucking dick. Pure throughout the entire game. A fucking dick. Okay, you have a demon slayer and he's put into this fucking situation he doesn't want to be in, and throughout the entire time he's just all like, all you guys suck. Period. I was like, dude, it's such a rebel. And basically, it's a punk game. He's a punk. It's like a hardcore punk game. As soon as you start the game, you hear the new music, and then the mixture of the hardcore demonic dubstep, and then the parts of the game where it's just like, what in the fuck? Graphically, this game is fucking awesome. Its artistic direction is phenomenal. It's as if everyone on the art team has an obsession with Instagram, because that's the best way I can describe this game's art style. Fucking Instagram. Okay, there wasn't a single moment where I had to control my hand. I was like, wow. The entire game me playing, I was like, dude, damn, this game is just fucking visually like eye candy. This is great. Like every color is vibrant. Everything he does is flashy. Okay. His brother Vergil's back, and you got a new female protagonist, and even Vergil has a makeover. Okay, he has a different approach. He's still, Dante's still the large sword wielding, half demon, half angel. But then you have Vergil, who wears a similar black trench coat, and he's like a fucking samurai this time, and he's like a gentleman. He's a complete dork this time. He's different. They changed him up. He's the asshole prick, and Vergil's like the supreme smart know-it-all dork. And I love this approach because, as corny as Vergil sounds, when you see him in action in the game, you're like, wow, good job. If you've played previous Ninja Theory games, there's all types of Ninja Theory in this game. Lots of things in this game scream Ninja Theory. When you play the game, you can tell Ninja Theory made this game, from the facial expressions, the animations, to the way the game looks in general, and the flow. Sound effects. Let's just get into the category. Sound effects. I fucking loved it. Okay. I watched Reviewer's review, and he just didn't seem to be down with the sound. I guess You know, I guess he is a fan of the anime approach, or he was upset that there wasn't enough nigga in the soundtrack. Because I know, you know, why the reviewer is really down with that fucking black music. Sorry, dude. I have to disagree with you. I think the soundtrack is fucking perfect. The previous Devil May Cry games had really stupid rock. It was like on some try-hard shit. They just took some random dude here, screaming to a mic, and we're gonna put you in this game. This one, it was just fucking phenomenal. Like when every fucking combat scenario, you hear a different soundtrack. And I was like, dude, like I want to buy this game's fucking soundtrack. When I'm done with this video, I'm actually gonna go look for the soundtrack because I really want to download a bunch of songs from the soundtrack. Voice acting, there's a lot of one-liners, a lot of cheesy but on-point one-liners, and lots of fucking just silly moments. And I just felt like they did such a good job of the soundtrack. Excellent job of the soundtrack. Great job of Ninja Theory. Control. I had a couple problems with the control. I didn't like the fact that I couldn't change sensitivity on my camera. And if you can, I couldn't fucking find it. I like looked for 10 fucking minutes, but I couldn't change sensitivity in my camera. And I thought that was kind of fucking weird. And the camera seems to be like a little delayed. Maybe it's in, you know, they built into the engine because the controls are responsive. When it comes to the camera, when you move left and right, it seems to like half a second delay, and I just wasn't down with that. But when it came to the jumping and the hacking and slashing, everything was on point. Graphically, artistically, you know, frame rate wise, the game runs about 30 frames per second. Once in a blue moon, the frame rate's gonna drop a bit. PC version runs at over 200 frames per second, though you really only need 60 frames to have an enjoyable experience. Anything above 60 frames is just excessive and you're just fucking showing off. The 30 frames per second did not hinder my gameplay experience at all. It felt just like previous games, okay, and I really had no issues at all. Maybe it's because I played the Xbox 360 version, and then, you know, like the holy grail of rules, you know, multi-platform games tend to usually run better than Xbox 360. The frame rate stayed consistent 30. I had no freezing, no stuttering, no hiccups, nothing like that. Literally, there wasn't even a day one patch for this game for me. Maybe there was, I didn't fucking see it. But frame rate was intact the entire time. And graphically, visually, artistically, I fucking loved it. And so let's talk about the story. The story is just, I'm not even gonna like spoil it, but let's just say that it was a lot better than previous games. And Dante is back, and he's completely redone. And the new punk rebel approach to this game was such on point. Every cutscene I was down with. Every fucking cutscene pre-boss fight I was down with. Every lame cutscene where Dante says something really fucking childish and arrogant, I was down with, because it fit the ideas of what Devil May Cry was supposed to be. Cool meets demon, not some try-hard shit. This game is actually fucking cool. It is actually entertaining. It is actually worth your time and money. It's a strong single-player game with high replayability, and every time you beat the game, you unlock something new. And for those who are really want the old Dante, beat the game. That's all I gotta say. And you get your fucking precious Dante back. And then through DLC, you get even more white-haired goodness. Okay? But you're gonna love the game. You're gonna love the final boss. The final boss caught me by surprise. I just totally didn't expect that. My playthrough took me about 7-8 hours. And then, like previous games, you have, you know, the bonus rooms, shit like that. We beat the game, you unlock a harder mode. You beat that mode, you get an even harder mode. Then you beat that mode, and you get a mode, I forgot what all the fucking terms are called. You get a mode where you and enemies die at one hit. Then you beat the game again, and you get a mode where the enemies have regular health, and you take one hit and die. So you keep beating the game over and over and over and over. And the achievements just keep rolling in. So all I really say is, you know, hate all you want, but I really felt like I needed to come on YouTube and say what I had to say. I feel that Ninja Theory finally turned Devil May Cry into what it was meant to be many years ago, when it was once called Resident Evil 4. Congratulations, Ninja Theory. Once again, you've shown that you don't give a fuck. You are willing to take action, and you have delivered. You have delivered a game that is complete eye candy, complete non-stop combo action, complete just in your face fucking just excellence. This game is, I cannot believe we're starting 2013 off with this shit. Then we have Metal Gear Revengeance coming up in Dead Space 3. Holy shit, 2013 is already whipping 2012's ass. Devil May Cry for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and soon to be released PC gets a 9 out of 10. Good job, Ninja Theory. This review is brought to you by ThugGeek.com. Be sure to check out the written review, all the written shit in the video description below, and peace out.